Welcome to our series, Uncommon DevOps Wisdom by Uncommon Sense. Have you ever stopped to wonder why dealing with database schema modifications seems so intricate? The complexity lies in the nature of the changes themselves. In the realm of DevOps, these changes are of paramount importance, serving as the bedrock of every application, the blueprint that sketches out data structure in a database. They characterize how the data is set up, its correlation with other data, and how we interact with it. However, as with anything important, modifying schemas come with their own set of challenges. For instance, they could pose potential threats to the system. A hasty or ill-thought-out alteration could lead to data corruption, data loss, or even system shutdown. Thus, detailed planning and comprehensive testing are of utmost importance to maintain data integrity. As the old saying goes, a stitch in time saves 9. Similarly, a carefully planned schema modification can save us from a multitude of future problems. It can avoid data inconsistencies, sustain application performance, and ensure smooth user experiences. But planning and testing are merely parts of the bigger picture. For effective schema change management, we also need suitable tools. Tools that allow us to monitor, scrutinize, and if required, undo changes. These tools should also give us the ability to automate the process, thus reducing the likelihood of human error. And last but not least, let's not disregard the human element in all of this. Team communication. It's crucial for everyone involved to understand the what, why, and how of the schema modification. This understanding enables seamless execution, mitigates risks, and ensures everyone is on board. Yes, handling database schema changes can indeed be a complex task, but with careful planning, meticulous testing, the right tools, and effective team communication, these challenges can be overcome. Now we've established the challenges, let's delve into how we can overcome them. In our journey of understanding schema changes handling, we come across the coupled approach. What does this term convey? Let's delve into it. The coupled approach to schema changes deployment is like preparing for journey and packing everything you need in one suitcase. This strategy encapsulates the schema changes along with the code releases. It's a common practice in the DevOps sphere due to its straightforward nature. Packaging schema changes in tandem with code releases cultivates an atmosphere where the code and schema are always synchronized. This synchronization ensures seamless operations and decreases the chances of code breaking due to schema mismatches. It's like having a suitcase that contains an appropriate outfit for every event. But remember, just as in packing for a trip, the approach demands vigilant planning. It isn't about stuffing things randomly, it's about discerning what needs to be included and in what order. This principle holds for the coupled approach as well, which requires meticulous coordination to line up the schema and code releases flawlessly. One more aspect to consider with the coupled is the plausible downtime. Whenever a significant change is initiated, there's possibility that things might not pan out as expected. Suppose a schema change triggers a problem. It may cause a downtime till the issue is rectified. It's similar to arriving at your holiday spot and realizing you've forgotten to pack your toothbrush. Hence, the coupled approach calls for exhaustive testing and contingency strategies to limit any possible downtime. All in all, the coupled approach to deploying schema changes is a straightforward yet rigorously coordinated tactic. It ensures your code and schema changes are in sync, bundled together in one suitcase and all set to be deployed. So that, my friends, is the coupled approach. Simple in design, but detailed in execution. Let's now delve into a different strategy called the decoupled approach. The separation of concerns is key in this approach, as it provides a different way to handle database schema alterations. Rather than packaging schema modifications with code releases, they are executed distinctly and separately. Think of it as savoring your main dish and dessert at different time intervals, instead of consuming them together. The decoupled approach boasts of its inherent flexibility. It allows schema changes to be conducted independently of code deployments, essentially providing a wider window to implement changes. It's akin to redecorating a room without the need to first clear out the furniture. Another merit of this approach is the minimization of deployment complications. The fact that you're not simultaneously handling code deployments and schema modifications reduces the likelihood of unforeseen errors. Imagine focusing on a single task rather attempting to multitask and risking a mishap. Despite its advantages, are certain factors to bear in mind. Backward compatibility is crucial. Since schema modifications are made separate from code deployments, the new schema needs to remain compatible with the previous code. It's like updating your smartphone's OS yet still being able to use your beloved old apps without hiccups. Also, there's the aspect of management. With separate schema changes and code deployments, you're essentially managing two distinct processes. This calls for more sophisticated management as these separate processes need to be coordinated proficiently. It's comparable to orchestrating a symphony, where each section must play in harmony to create a beautiful piece. So, while the decoupled approach provides flexibility and diminishes deployment problems, it requires meticulous planning, management, and a sharp focus on backward compatibility. Here's a nutshell description of the decoupled approach. Adaptable, but calls for prudent management. Let's take a moment to juxtapose these two distinctive strategies. First, we delve into the coupled method of implementing schema alterations. This strategy is centered around synergy, packaging schema modifications in sync with code rollouts, progressing in unison like a beautifully orchestrated ballet. It offers the perk of being straightforward, thereby diminishing the frequency of rollouts. However, the coupled method can be somewhat inflexible, particularly in intricate where alterations occur regularly. In contrast, we have the decoupled method. This strategy is akin to allowing the dancers to move independently yet in harmony. Schema modifications are executed separately from code rollouts, offering added flexibility to adjust and meet project requirements. It provides the advantage of agility, albeit it necessitates increased coordination and communication within the team to ensure a smooth run. When it comes to selecting between the two, there is no universal solution. The suitable method is dependent on various factors. For a small team or a basic project, the coupled method may be a fitting choice. It is uncomplicated, thus reducing the need for extensive coordination. However, for a larger team or a complicated project, the decoupled method may be the preferred choice. It provides added flexibility and is better equipped to handle frequent modifications. One must also consider their risk tolerance. The coupled method, with its synchronization, appears safer and more predictable. But the decoupled method, with its independent schema changes, can provide a wider scope for adjustment in the face of unforeseen issues. To sum it up, both the coupled and decoupled come with their own set of pros and cons. The crux is to comprehend your team's requirements, the project's intricacy, and your personal risk tolerance. Subsequently, you can make a well-informed decision regarding the method to adopt. Regardless of whether opt for the coupled or the decoupled method, bear in mind that successful schema change deployment necessitates meticulous planning, testing, and team communication.